Humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We've been born out of conquering a world. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful and we're beautiful and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. But you must stop bowing to those who want to make you a victim. You must become the victor. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, then you are an enemy of the New World Order and Satanism. They want us shut down because we have the Spirit. I'm jacked into the source. I know the secret, and I want to see you empowered. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
So ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about Twitch, and they're going through a bit of a crisis right now. They're going through their very own adpocalypse. And the reason for that is multifaceted, but it's a series of controversies back to back. And advertisers don't like controversy, or so they say. They have no problem with, promoting Black Lives Matter and other domestic terrorist groups like that. They have no problem if the controversy is on the right side of the political aisle to make them look as good as possible. But if there's any controversy that they can even deem to be not in the right realm of controversy, well, then they're going to be, they're going to be upset. And they're going to pull their ads. And they're going to throw their feet in tantrum. And Elon Musk has had to deal with this, but Elon Musk has FU money, and Elon Musk has basically told them, yeah, you can leave, we're going to make fun of you, we're going to mock you for it, we're going to basically belittle you and put you down, and it's worked to great effect. I mean, it just has. X is better than it's been in a long time, and you can disagree with that statement, but the numbers are the numbers, the facts are the facts. I mean, it is what it is. You look at the numbers that Elon Musk and Donald Trump did with their spaces, and the numbers are just absolutely astronomical. It's incredible that they were able to do that. So I don't buy this whole thing that X is done and stuff like that. So I want to read a couple posts from a guy named Devin Nash. Not to be confused with Kevin Nash, the professional wrestler. I don't think this guy's going to blow out his quad. But this guy has some things to say that I think are very interesting. And the first one that I want to show is a bit unrelated, but it does have a little bit to do with this. And that is this statement here. Live streaming has a strange way of turning people into demagogues and monsters, and it's something I've thought about a long time. It's something that I've been saying for a long time. Streamer culture is the worst. Now, I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. The way that these people behave, the things that they champion in, the things they big up, the things that they promote, the type of people they hang out with. Like, for example, I have no idea how any human being could do a collaboration with Hasan and just act like everything's normal. This guy that puts on terrorist propaganda videos, that defends cop killers, that has anti-Americanism and hatred in his very lifeblood. This is a guy that has said America deserves 9/11. This is a guy that has gone out there and made some of the most despicable statements, and yet CDawg VA, or Moist Critical, or Iron Mouse, we'll just talk about him like he's normal, we'll have him on, hey, we'll do a collab. And I'm gobsmacked, because I look at that and I go, how do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourself having a genuine demon on stream with you? An irredeemable, disgusting, bottom-feeding, subhuman, low IQ, probably inbred pile of trash. But that's what streamer culture allows you to do. To be part of that cesspool, that bubble. A boiling bog and bullshit. Streamers are incentivized to push further and further away from their expertise because a broader audience demands coverage of topical issues instead of niche ones. The same audience rewards hot takes and controversies. It pushes a streamer to deeper levels of Dante's Inferno until they don't even recognize themselves anymore. They wake up one day and the content they create is different from their original vision. Now, here's where I'm going to step in. That's called being adaptive. That's called thinking on your feet. That's called being able to not just be a one-trick pony. Because sure, you may have a vision for something, but it doesn't matter what it is in life. There will be things that come at you that you don't expect. There will be rewards and things that you didn't anticipate. You have to be able to adapt. This is true of business. This is true of relationships. This is true of anything. So it's not just streamers that have to deal with this, but I think that streamers deal with it the worst. I think they deal with it the worst. And the reason is because a lot of these people are not talented or intelligent or capable or deserving. They've never done anything to really warrant all of the attention, but all of a sudden they have all of this praise being, shoved in their direction. They have all of these eyeballs on them, and now they're making tons of money. And so it reaffirms all of these worst behaviors, and that's ultimately what spirals. Adapting to your content and trying to appeal to a broader audience isn't necessarily a bad thing. And having hot takes and being honest in an industry of just phoniness and dishonesty, I don't think that's a bad thing either. Now they're fueling the flames of rhetoric and that adds more suffering into the world. A little bit dramatic, but I get where he's going. Lately, streamers have been moving out of the content creation space and into the wider world. They're getting equity stake in businesses and profit generation companies. Their communities are surprised that punishments are different, and they note that other content creators have different rules applied to them. They don't catch platform level bans, etc. If it feels like they have different rules, it's because this is literally true. Once you employ people, are accountable to advertisers, and have stake in the economy, equity, you are held to a different standard. That standard exists as a subjective but collective agreement that as stakeholders in the future, you have an obligation to speak and do well by other human beings. This obligation helps stave off barbarism and suffering. Okay, again, a little dramatic, but I get the flavor of what he's talking about. Content creators without this stake are held accountable only by platforms. Because of targeted advertising, platforms can accept all but the most egregious behavior. But in the brand world, the real world, the brand world is the real world, content creators aren't taken seriously. No, they're certainly not. They're talking heads, entertainers, etc. And if their opinions are detestable, you just don't sponsor them directly and move on. The rules are different for brands, who are accountable to their shareholders and customers. Shareholders and customers that have diverse backgrounds and opinions. When a stakeholder shakes those foundations, they turn a brand's focus away from providing value to damage control over opinions and views they themselves do not hold. Simultaneously, the stakeholder disrupts the collective agreement and violates the higher standard they've been held to. The responsibility and reward that comes from being a stakeholder in the future is high, and likewise the punishment is more severe. The reason you are seeing more severe responses and punishments now is because streamers are becoming stakeholders. They're becoming part of. Oh, I see what he's saying. He's talking about Asmongold. They're becoming part owner in real companies. People are now relying on them to provide a different kind of value. Expectations change. I appreciate when I see self-reflection from streamers that better the importance of all this. I hope it keeps up and they strive to do better. We need more content creators who shun the general public's incessant nagging for the hot take and to talk about the drama. Creators who understand they have great influence and can change the world for good or ill and choose good. I hope to see an uptick in creators trying to share positive vibes. I disagree with this in its entirety. Toxic positivity and refusal to acknowledge when things are wrong is how we got here in the first place. This guy is completely and totally delusional on this. Asmongold said nothing wrong. He shouldn't have apologized in the first place. He shouldn't have acquiesced. He shouldn't have stepped down from Starforge. He should have just weathered it. And the reality is that while it may be considered a hot take, what he said was absolutely true. Now you compare that to somebody like Hasan. Hasan, on the surface, doesn't seem to have any connections to these companies. And yet he says the most vile shit and he isn't banned. So, I just wanted to show you that. Parts of that I think were true, but other parts of that I think were just asinine. You know, trying to shift the blame and we need to be a much more kinder. No, we need to be more honest. What that guy was saying was pure pap. It was the type of toxic positivity that's got us into this position in the first place. You need to be able to be critical of other people's ideas. You need to be able to be honest and upfront about nearly everything that you see if you feel that way. Content creators, if they do venture into a larger, wider arena and do get more people, they should be free to talk about whatever they want, however they want, why ever they want. It's one of the reasons I love doing what I do. I would never sign to one of these companies. Are you kidding me? They'd be like, well, you can't say this. You can't call people retarded. You can't call people retarded. That's a deal breaker. I'm sorry. When people are acting retarded, I call them retarded. You know? Here we go. Twitch is in an advertising nightmare situation. Advertisers are leaving the website and not returning. Twitch has controversy after controversy and can't get its enforcement straight, which is true. I don't know if the website will survive long term without serious change. The solution to it is simple, brutal, and effective. Ban all extremist, controversial political content or none of it. But simple is not often easy. I disagree with this too. And the reason I'm highlighting this guy, by the way, is because this is what a lot of content creators are reacting to, including Tectone and others. I disagree with that. I do. I think you can have somebody that has a political opinion, that does give a political take. Like, for example, if somebody came out and said, "Oh, I support Kamala Harris," I wouldn't say that Twitch should ban that person. I do think they should put a marker on their account that has like a dunce cap or something, because you'd have to be retarded to vote for Kamala. But at the same time, I wouldn't want them to be banned. Controversial. Again, what does that even mean? Who determines that? Controversial. So I can't give an opinion on something or no, this is bullshit. It's very simple. What Asmongold said should be allowed on every platform because it's based, it's true, and it doesn't inspire people to do anything. It just comments on what's already there. As opposed to somebody like Hasan, who should be banned. Frogan, who should be banned. And the difference between these two is night and day difference. It is night and day difference to anyone with a brain paying attention. There is a middle ground. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Hasan, Frogan, and people like them should be gone. Not only because they're bad for advertisers, they're bad for any community. Their audience are the most brain-dead, degenerate retards I've ever seen. They're toxic, hostile, pathetic, weak, sad, depressed losers. And they bring that energy everywhere they go. And the fact is that they think that there's going to be some communist revolution, and they think they're going to be the ones on top of it. They think they're going to be the ones on top in power. I hate to tell you this, comrade, but if things turn tits up, you're going to be somebody's coffee table. I don't mean they're going to skin you and like turn your skin into a coffee table. I mean, you're literally going to have to sit there for 24 hours a day while they walk in and put their feet up on you. The people with the guns, the people with the muscle, the people with the strength, they're going to come and they're going to take you and they're going to turn you into furniture. Because that's all you're good for. You think you're going to be at the top of the communist pyramid? You're going to be the top of the revolution, comrade? You think you're going to be able to look at the guy who took the girl you like to prom and point down at him and say, yeah, send him to the gulag, now she's mine? No, you're still going to be at the bottom. Living in the muck and the filth and the debris. That's always what you're going to be because you've chosen that life for yourself. Because you watch Hasan stream. You watch Hasan stream. You're retarded. There's nothing that's going to save you other than you pulling yourself out of that fog or pulling yourself out of the matrix, as Andrew Tate says. To understand it and what's going on, we need to go back in time a little bit. YouTube's own Adpocalypse began in March 2017. Major advertisers discovered their ads were appearing alongside controversial or extremist content. Sound familiar? A lot of key advertisers pulled ads from the platform, including AT&T, Pepsi, and others. For the next 2 years were savage for YouTube. The website had to build an algorithm that could identify brand safely content against controversial content at scale. It wasn't always right at first. Dozens of creators were banned, sometimes for no reason. That still happens sometimes today. Building the system cost millions, thousands of hours, and countless controversies and risks. But today, YouTube is the most sophisticated ad network in the world. It keeps viewers happy by not serving them too many ads, mostly, and keeps advertisers happy by serving their ads on relevant brand-friendly content. During the same period, Twitch has instead invested in their live CDM, content delivery network, and in broadcaster rights, content, and streams. They paid $90 million to broadcast the Overwatch League. They signed multi-year partnerships with Riot Games to broadcast League of Legends. They paid streamers like Ninja and Stroud also on contracts worth millions of dollars. None of this amounted to much. It's safe to say that most of this money was wasted. Meanwhile, their ad system, the primary way for Twitch to make money, languished. If you want to buy ads on Twitch, you need to pay a high minimum. Think $100,000 plus. And talk to somebody physically there. The ads have limited to no targeting. Ads get served everywhere across the website, and often to irrelevant or controversial streamers. Because ads are served everywhere, Twitch is only as good as its worst streamer. That may be true. That's a pretty interesting insight. Maybe Twitch figured that these problems would work themselves out if the content was good. But they didn't, and the content is now on the decline. Extremists on all sides, no, just on one side. There's only one side on Twitch. Dude, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, all those right-wingers on Twitch. God, oh my God, you're gonna piss me off on all sides. Really, on all sides? Get the fuck out of here. Run huge communities on the platform. Major and notable advertisers, ADL, Big Six agencies, are telling Twitch the current state of advertising isn't okay, and they're right, because Twitch didn't invest in ad targeting and good systems when they should have. They're now on the back foot compared to every other platform. Their ad inventory is getting cheaper because the quality of their website is declining. That's true, and it has been for a while, forcing them to run more cheap ads to appease Amazon. The increased ad inventory means viewers are sometimes getting served 8 ads at once. That's true. When joining a stream, causing viewers to leave the platform. That's true. I've actually had that happen. I don't watch Twitch very often, but I wanted to watch Queso play the TCG Card Shop Simulator. And I went on there, and there was like 8 ads. And I said, nope, and I got the hell out. There's no chance in hell I'm sitting through that many ads. I'll wait till it comes on YouTube. And so here we are. Twitch has always operated from fear. They were afraid of other websites would cannibalize their audience, Mixer, so they bought streamers. They thought YouTube would take their viewers, so they bought broadcasting rights. LCS, OWL. They thought big music would come for them, so they spent millions building libraries and licensing rights. Meanwhile, YouTube built systems to address these problems long term, and instead was willing to fail for years, knowing a better future was possible. This guy is really glazing the asshole of YouTube. It's gotten better, but it's definitely not what you're saying it is. Twitch is now in an unenviable situation. They've allowed high brand risk streamers to be a significant percentage of their audience. The team responsible for enforcement, trust, and safety can't determine who should and shouldn't be on the platform. They can't do this because they're human, debatable, and have inconsistent or by some opinions malicious policy coming from the top. Or they themselves are the malicious actors. They insert their opinion and pick favorites because that's what humans do. That's what leftists do. Twitch communities are outraged, justifiably, that certain streamers get chosen to stay on Twitch and others get permanently banned. That's the problem with VTubers and the FleshTubers. VTubers getting banned for things that, FleshTubers, as they call them, don't get banned for, even though they're comparable. Twitch is shoehorned into this position of picking favorites. It can never work. The website quality will continue to go down and advertisers will continue to leave. The choice ahead for Daniel Clancy, is clear to me. You must either ban all controversy and extremist content or none of it. And because they already have started to ban one side of it. For years, they've banned right-wing, conservative content creators. I think they even banned the quartering. I mean, if you're banning the quartering, you've got some mentally ill retard mods. Like, the quartering is one of the most milquetoast content creators I've ever seen. And because a competitor already exists where all content is allowed and owns 10% of Twitch's audience, Kick, the choice is pretty clear. This means politics, all sides, hateful content, and so on. Some people may argue this line is unclear. That was true in 2005 when we were figuring out advertising. But today it's very clear that these categories are well understood. You can see each level of what's controversial or not on YouTube's pages. I don't know why this guy's glazing YouTube's asshole, but here it is. This guy goes on and on. he has some good points. And further down he says, are they at risk of shutting down in the next few years? And this is not looking good. No, he's absolutely right. However, what I will say is a couple things. Number one, Twitch doesn't really have much competition. YouTube could technically be competition, but as Dr. Disrespect has said, and he's been a high streamer on Twitch and YouTube, YouTube's community, as it were, is atrocious. When Dr. Disrespect finishes a stream, he can't send his audience to it. He can't raid another content creator, to my knowledge. Like, they don't have, like, a space, like on Twitch, where it's a more enclosed echo chamber, or like a more enclosed system. YouTube is just like, oh, the stream's over, everyone just kind of goes into the void. I disagree in this all or nothing approach. I think you can absolutely have a scale of things where somebody like Hasan gets banned because they deserve to be banned, but somebody like Asmongold can say what he wants because what he says was very reserved, and it was true, and it was based. That should be taken into account. So, ladies and gentlemen, Twitch, not looking good. When the spotlight fell on them, it didn't take them very long to start to disintegrate. And so you got to do what needs to be done. You need to permanently ban Hasan and Frogan and people like them. That's just my opinion. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.